everyone, and welcome to the P1 Broadcasting Channel. You've got Murph, you've got Caleb Brashear, it's the Bash Brothers, and we are live one more time from the Finger Lakes region of upstate New York at the historic Watkins Glen International. Tonight, 175 miles of AMA Archway Industrial Coatings Truck Series action. We saw a dandy last night. Ryan O'Donoghue did battle and came up short. What do you think? What are you thinking for tonight, Caleb?
Well, Ryan O'Donoghue, he did come up short to Edward Shear Jr. Edward Shear gained the win over him. But tonight, it'll be a lot of the similar stories here. The only difference here is that it is a slightly shorter race, about 10 laps shorter, as a matter of fact. So that is right on the cuffs of whether or not you can actually one-stop this thing and not have to pit in the third stage at all. It being shortened by 10 laps. The stages are still 20-40, but the third stage being 10 laps shorter is right on the edge of the fuel window. So that's the only difference, really, to me, what will, in comparison to what we saw last night. The track temp, the weather is slightly different. Other than that, we should see a lot of the similar stuff we saw last night. A lot of sliding around, a lot of fast pace around this road course, and you'll see a lot of great action here from these trucks here tonight.
You know, you most certainly will. And you think about that race that we saw last night. Kendall Paul went long. I was talking to Kendall earlier today. He said the truck says it can do 30 laps sitting on the pit lane. They're going to have to go 32 to bring it home. He went 33 last night, and so the ability to make it is on the table, but it's going to take some doings to save that 2 laps of gas. If you think about where we're at in terms of the series thus far, you've got Matt Sizzler at the top of the timesheets out here right now. His best time, a minute 12:7:44. Kendall Paul second. Logan Edwards, the old narc brain, he's eschewing the chance to run an iRacing broadcast at Indy 500 tonight to be here. He's third. One of last night's fastest cars, Ryan O'Donoghue, he hasn't even set an official time, Caleb.
No, he is not. It's unique. He's actually done 16 laps according to this, but none of those lap times have actually been recorded. So it's kind of interesting to see what he's been doing, possibly just getting off tracks or getting slowdowns. But he has done laps. He's actually right in front of Logan Edwards in the carousel right now. But Ryan O'Donoghue did very well in last night's race. Ended up being second there. He is the previous winner here. He won the last year's race, which is the first and only time the Truck Series here in the AMA has actually gone to Watkins Glen. So he is the only winner here in the field at this track. He also had pole position last year. So Ryan O'Donoghue, when it comes to the Truck Series around Watkins, does know his way around here when it comes to that. And it'll be see if we get the likes of like Logan Edwards or Kendall Paul, or even some of the other guys. I see Jason Phillips and Justin Osterman, Mr. Excitement, are also kind of working within 0.3 of a second of that top time right now, as well as Matt Sizzler. So it'll be very interesting if anybody could dethrone the domination Ryan O'Donoghue had on last year's race.
You know, it most certainly will. Logan Edwards would have to be one of my picks to win the race tonight. Very handy road racer in all sorts of vehicles. I'm kind of looking at Matty Wagner, too. He's another one that's got a lot of road racing experience. Ryan O'Donoghue, very fast here. And you're going to want to keep an eye on the points, because right now Ryan O'Donoghue is effectively your points leader at 225. Kendall Paul second on 221, and Matt Sizzler third at 210. And don't count out the old narc brain. He's within 19 of the lead. You've got a 1, 2, 3, 4 truck battle for that top spot, and you win some stages, you win the race tonight, Caleb, you're going to see some changes in the points.
Yeah, you will indeed, and likely it is still we keep talking about Ryan O'Donoghue and his dominance that he had at here at Watkins Glen, not only in the Truck Series but the Great National Series. You look at the points total as well. He's actually the points leader right now. At the moment, he's got the most points out of anybody, and considering that this is one of his strongest tracks, won the race last year, well, he might just be able to extend that points lead out just a little bit further.
You know, he may be able to. We're getting ready to come in to the final few minutes of the pre-race show. The race tonight is going to be very similar to the one last night, Caleb. 20 laps for the first stage, 20 laps for the second stage, so stage cautions at 20 and 40. The race tonight is 72, not 82 laps, and that brings in the fuel conservation. Once this race is over, and we do want to let everybody know, once this race is over, you're going to automatically be connected into a very special presentation on P1. It is time slot number 1, top split of the iRacing Indianapolis 500, and that race is being simulcast by iRacing.com across all their streaming platforms. So you'll get a chance to get into that race about halfway through it, and stick around because those top split Indy 500s are almost always pretty exciting stuff. Do want to thank everybody who's tuned into the pre-race show as well. If you haven't already done it, make sure you hit the like button on the video, ring the bell, subscribe to the channel so that you can get in on all of the iRacing fun. As for Watkins Glen International, we run on the short course, the short circuit. It's officially known as the short circuit with inner loop chicane. 2.45 miles, 7 turns. The track record outright here is held by Davy Jones. Davy Jones is the track record holder on this layout with a lap of 59.920 seconds. The track record on the full Grand Prix course, which is known as the Grand Prix circuit with inner loop chicane, it is a full mile longer. That's the boot. Sebastian Bourdais, 2017 IndyCar Grand Prix at the Glen, 1 minute 23.916 seconds. The stock car truck record here is held, and I will butcher this name, Caleb, and I do apologize, Andres Perez de Lara. Did I say that right?
I believe you did, Murph. I believe you got it there.
Holy mackerel, I said it right. 1 minute 12.761, and that was last year in the Mission 176 at the Glen for the NASCAR Truck Series. We are going to see a lap in qualifying if it's anything like practice. Matt Sisler, Kendall Paul, Logan Edwards, and I would imagine Ryan O'Donoghue are all going to have a crack at getting under that 112.761 time. Matter of fact, Sisler just under it in practice. Kendall Paul and Logan Edwards are pretty close.
Yes, they are indeed. And I was actually talking with Logan, and he feels like he could go a lot faster in this truck. He really hasn't put down a great qualifying attempt in practice here early on. He's been practicing a lot of his race pace. And ultimately, qualifying is very important, but you just want to make sure, especially on these road courses, you want to maximize your race pace and you want to manage the tire fall off over the course of the stint. And that's what he's been kind of doing throughout the duration of practice. He hasn't really been practicing to get the fast times. He's been practicing to get the most consistent times over the course of his stint. So he's currently sitting in third. The only two drivers faster than him are Kendall Paul and Matt Sisler, who Kendall finished very well in last night's race. And Matt Sisler is... he's currently just behind Kendall Paul in the points. He's just ahead of Logan Edwards. So you look at the top three, they are second, third, and fourth in the point standings right now.
They are indeed. Practice is over. Matt Sisler is going to come away with the fastest lap in practice. We're going to get everything reset here, and we will bring the field out to qualify. 21 trucks signed in for this evening's festivities. One of the gentlemen that you mentioned, Caleb, from last year, James Hodgson ran second to Ryan O'Donoghue. James Hodgson is not here today, which that would have been another one of my dark horse picks. James Hodgson, very handy around here. He's finished second in the 6 hours of the Glen on a crew with myself and Kendale Paul. He is a very, very, very good road course racer around here, especially. So sad to see James Hodgson not in the field, and we're going to follow Logan Edwards. He's got a new paint scheme on that pickup, Caleb.
Yeah, he is. He's officially got an I5G endorsed truck. He joined the team along with me just a couple of months ago. It's Indy 500 weekend. He qualified within the top 33 of the fixed Indy 500. He actually qualified within the top 15, and he is absolutely flying new colors here with a lot of pace here, and we'll see what he's able to do in qualifying. He comes to the front straightaway to start his first lap. There he goes. He started his first lap into the turn 1 braking zone, gets around on the brakes around the 400-meter boards. You see him slide the rear end out and get really wide on exit, trying to carry as much speed as possible going up through the S's.
We are riding shotgun with Logan Edwards as he climbs up to the top of the hill. Turn 3, back through turn 4, down the back straight, and he's going to be faced with the bus stop, the inner loop chicane just before the carousel. He's going to get to 170 plus miles an hour and then hard down on the brakes. He actually keeps the truck in third gear, Caleb. Most will shift down a second, but he keeps it in third gear, down through the carousel, turn number 5, and now he's going to hit the chute straight over to turn 10. We're going to skip 6, 7, 8, 9, down to turn 10, and it's a hard left-hander, Caleb.
Yeah, it is. It's a hard left-hander, at least in these trucks. He breaks around the 400-meter board, gets the truck tucked in. You can use as much runoff on the right there as much as you want, but you kind of want to stick within the lines of the curb. Get nice and tidy on the exit. Get very close to the wall on exit. Comes across the start-finish line. He sets a 1:12.8. That would have put him second in the practice session, just right behind Matt Sizzler. He did a 1:12.7 in the practice session earlier. We'll see if he goes any faster on his second lap here.
We will see indeed. Matt Sizzler has not yet come out onto the racing surface. As a matter of fact, he's not even on the pit lane. So Matt Sizzler waiting to see what kind of lap time Logan Edwards can lay down. Edwards, you're going to watch him outside the truck through the chicane one more time. Gets just the inside tires on the edge of the grass there as he slides through, and Edwards all the way through turn 5 already through the chute, and he is about to complete lap number 2. He's just got a couple more corners to go.
Yeah, he is. So the last time around, he didn't really get a great bus stop run. This time he does get a better one. However, I wonder if he cut the grass there and gotten off track. Goes through the last corner, kind of misses the inside a little bit, but he gets a good enough exit. We'll see. I don't think this will be any quicker here, Murph.
1:12.865 is the time. 8:66, excuse me, is the time, and Logan Edwards does not go faster. He was about half a tenth slower that time through. David Dunwoody is out. Ryan O'Donoghue is out. And here we go. Here's a shot for Ryan O'Donoghue. He is on the course and getting ready to ride. He's on his come up to speed lap, Caleb.
Yeah, he is. He waited a little bit, just over 5 minutes of practice before he decided to take out onto the track. Do want to mention Kendall Paul did go faster. He was second. Only 100th behind Logan Edwards, but they both those guys, they both got to worry about some people that haven't qualified yet. Ryan O'Donoghue being one of them, Matt Sizzler also being another one. Matt Sizzler currently on his lap as well. O'Donoghue just starting his first, so they got some people to worry about that haven't qualified yet, and they know that those guys will be problems in the race because of how quick they are.
Yeah, Ryan O'Donoghue making his way up through the S's now. Bottom of the hill to the top. He'll come around turn 3. Turn 4, he'll head down and be greeted by the bus stop chicane. His first time for his first official timed lap. And let's see what kind of speed he gets to before he breaks. 169, 170, just touches it. He gets down into third gear, and he does not switch down to second either. And so that's a little bit different from the last time I drove a truck here, Caleb. But nevertheless, Ryan O'Donohue continues along. We're going to stay for a lap with him, and then we're going to get a lap with Matt Sisler, as these two are going to duel with Logan Edwards and Kendall Paul for the front row. Kendall Paul set a lap 1:12.821, and so he's currently second in line. O'Donohue is getting ready to come through. He's going to come across the line in that number 14 Chevrolet. The time, 1:13.032. That's going to put him fourth on the provisional grid. And here's Matt Sisler in the Three Birdies Ram. He's just about to come by to complete his first lap, Caleb.
Yeah, he's on the exit of the carousel now onto the little, we'll call it a short chute, up into turn number 10. He gets very deep on the brakes, almost around the 300 or the 3 board there. This is very neat and tidy from Matt Sisler. Gets very tight on the final corner. Opens up on exit. This is we didn't see much of his first lap, but it was a very, very clean second half. And he puts it on pole here, Murph.
Yeah, Matt Sisler, 1:12.698. Another kind of dark horse that you might want to kind of be thinking about. Colby Pierce. He just reminded me in the chat, Caleb. Colby Pierce ran second in the 6 hours of the Glen in a Corvette GTE with David Dunwoody and Pat O'Brien, and so that's another one that you could conceivably be thinking about being kind of a dark horse here. Matt Sisler continues to sashay along the S's. Love that word, sashay. It's a good one, Caleb. Put that one in your repertoire. My goal here tonight is to use as many $10 Scrabble words as possible for Caleb Brashear's benefit.
I'm glad you are trying to expand my vocabulary here, Murph. Can I get a definition of that word? Is it a verb? Is it a noun?
Which one?
Whatever you just said, the Chazé or whatever. I don't even remember what. Oh, I even remember what you said here.
The last $10 Scrabble word I used was repertoire, and that would be like an inventory. So.
Okay.
Yeah. A repertoire would be like your so you would say the driver is drawing from his repertoire of moves as he drives through the S's, his inventory of moves, right?
I didn't even ask if he could use it in a sentence, and he did. I'm very impressed.
You know, that's what you get from a guy that has 600 books in his house, Brashear. We know things. Kinda. I can't add.
Occasionally.
I'm very good at vocabulary. My only failing is that I can't add. So there you go. Right now, and it doesn't appear as though anybody else is going to go out of the track with a minute left in qualifying. Matt Sisler is your pole sitter. Is going to be your pole sitter. Logan Edwards, Kendall Paul, and Jason Phillips. Ryan O'Donohue round out your top 5. Randy Dunlap, Colby Pierce, and Ted Craven are not taking tires. Matty Wagner from 10th place is chiming in. He says that he might do something different. Apparently, David Dunwoody wants to turn this into a spelling test. I didn't realize that I'd signed up for a spelling bee this evening, and so Brashear, you spell it. I think that would be a much more entertaining option with 20 seconds to go. How about it?
I'm gonna opt not to do that.
You're gonna opt out, huh?
I'm gonna opt out. My English is not my strong suit. It was not my strongest subject at school. It was actually math. So I'm actually the inverse of you. I was actually very good at math. Letters, they confused me. They confused me, Murph.
Letters, they confuse you, indeed. The confused Caleb Brashear is ready to have the starting grid. And on the pole, it's going to be Matt Sisler, 1 minute 12.698. He is under the track record set for the NASCAR Truck Series here at Watkins Glen. Tis outside. It's going to be the old narc brain, Logan Edwards. He'll start second in the number 9. Kendall Paul and Jason Phillips, they'll go from row 2. Row 3, Ryan O'Donoghue and Mr. Excitement, Justin Osterman will start 6th. Sean Roberts will be 7th in the number 33. He'll be flanked by Sam Crow. Austin Hund and Matt Wagner, they're going to go from 9th and 10th. 11th, it's going to be David Dunwoody in the 28. He'll have Paul Witt to his outside. Say hey, Lewis Hayes, 13th in the Richard Petty liveried machine. Adam O'Brien, 14th. Jim Duda, 15th. John Hutchins is 16th. Jeremy Dunwoody, Donald Green, Colby Pierce, Ted Craven round out the top 20. Shotgun on the field. It's going to be Randy Dunlap. The final 3 cars, Pierce, Craven, and Dunlap, did not qualify, Caleb. They're getting ready to roll. 72 laps await these drivers. Remember, stage break at 20, stage break at 40, and then we'll have a 32-lap run to the flag. Who can save fuel and make it non-stop? Who's going to come and get some tires and fuel in the middle of that stage and absolutely rip the track up, Caleb?
It'll be very interesting because that's about, if you split it down the middle, that's about a 16-lap stint on tires. And that's not very long, Murph. It's not too much. It's actually shorter than our first 2 stages when you take that in perspective. So 16 laps on a stint, or if you split it right down the middle, you're going to be very, very quick. That's what we saw a lot of the drivers last night with a slightly longer stage. I was 42 laps. You know, they were extended. They had some short 16-lap stints, and they were absolutely flying the last portion of that race. Ryan O'Donoghue was actually one of those guys, as well as Edward Shear. He kind of had a shorter second stint on the 3rd stage. So it'll be interesting to see if these guys do take tires in the 3rd stage, or whether or not they choose, hey, let's try to save some fuel and make it to the end here and go for a little bit of a gamble, we'll say.
Yes, indeed. You're looking off the back of the pace truck. The old narc brain, Logan Edwards, he's getting ready to rumble from the outside of the front row. Matt Sisler is on the pole. And really, you got to kind of think, what's this start going to be like? One of the biggest issues at Watkins Glen is turn 1, lap 1. You get different guys with different agendas and different breaking points going down in there. And I know there's only 21 cars here tonight. It's a short field. It's a road course. That happens. But also, Caleb, it's one of those situations where you could get a guy in the midfield. You get 2 guys in the midfield making contact, and we could have trouble right straight away. The pace truck is getting ready to come on off. Barney has the green flag in the air, and we are set for 175 miles at Watkins Glen. Away we go.
Away we go here, diving down to turn 1. Matt Sisler gets a very good jump over the rest of the field. Logan Edwards and Kendall Paul go side by side. They all choose to use the runoff area. Logan, he had a kind of not the greatest start there, but he slots himself back into second, a little bit further back behind Kendall Paul. That is Jason Phillips and Ryan O'Donoghue going side by side through the S's. Then they go single file, but Ryan O'Donoghue's got a run on Jason Phillips, and he looks to the inside going into the bus stop.
There's the move from Ryan O'Donoghue to the inside of Phillips in the bus stop. Phillips going to hang tough. He's going to have the advantage for the second set of corners, but O'Donoghue gets the measure coming out of the chicane, and he will have the 4th spot as we head through turn 5, the carousel, and onto the backstretch. O'Donoghue, big loose, and here comes Phillips.
Phillips getting very, very close to going through the grass there on the outside. They make a little bit of contact through turn number 10. O'Donohue goes a little bit wide, rejoins the track, and he slots himself in behind Jason Phillips, and he's side by side with Mr. Excitement, Justin Osman. O'Donohue is getting very, very loose on these corner exits. He slots himself back into the 5th place position. He had a chance to go for 4th there, but they've all lost time to the top three cars at the moment. They've kind of pulled away. Meanwhile, is the rest of the pack behind, basically starting with Jason Phillips.
It is indeed Ryan O'Donohue, Justin Osterman. They're set to do battle, and those are two guys that have had their run-ins in the past. O'Donohue runs along 5th, Osterman 6th. They've got Sean Roberts, who was very quick last night, in 7th. Austin Hund in 8th for 40 Racewear. David Dunwoody is 9th. And the old Crow, Sam Crow, is 10th, and he's got his buddies Matt Wagner and Say Hey Lewis Hayes right behind him. Back at the front, Matt Sisler leads Logan Edwards and Kendale Paul as we get to work on lap 2, coming to start lap 3, Caleb.
Yeah, Matt Sisler's got a bit of an advantage. He seems to be pushing very early on here. Kendall and Logan just kind of seem to be maintaining a bit of pace, just trying to keep up but not push their tires too hard and have a giant fall off on the second half of this stage. Right behind them, Ryan O'Donohue had a look to the inside going through turn number 1. He's got the inside on Jason Phillips, but he gets very loose on exit. Oh, and he slots himself back into 5th place. He keeps trying to make overtakes, but not able to capitalize on Jason Phillips.
Yeah, Ryan O'Donohue's running that truck fast and loose, but not able to get back past Jason Phillips. We saw him kick the rear end. We saw him kick the rear end out and lose that spot not but a couple of laps ago. And so Ryan O'Donohue is going to have to find a way, Caleb. He's going to have to find a way just to settle down a little bit and keep it moving in the right direction.
Yeah, he is. And, you know, every single time he has that little bit of a moment, that's just going to hurt the tires just a little bit. And that's honestly not what you need to do, especially on a road course. You could kind of take it on the oval. You could slide them a little bit and regain control. On a road course, on these Goodyear rubber, once you slide the tires, they kind of just fall off immediately. So Ryan O'Donohue's got to keep those to a minimum. You see him kind of take a narrow line into the braking zone at turn 1. He did that last lap, and that's how he was able to get alongside Jason Phillips, but able to keep control this time on exit. So he is trying to get back, trying to fight for that 4th place position, but he's kind of lost a bit of time just making these simple little mistakes.
He has. Do want to point out, Logan Edwards is not in this Discord tonight. Logan Edwards is off being spotted, Caleb, by JT Smeaton and Jarrett Corey in the IndyCar Discord. So the old narc brain has got some road racing juice in his corner tonight as he tries to run down Matt Sisler here at Watkins Glen.
Yeah, he does. You know, JT got 6th in the IAS broadcast earlier here today. He was battling the likes of Phil Krause, Kevin Burrell, Daniel Falkingham, all of the pro guys, you know, the guys that are really, really quick in the IndyCar. Well, he's got JT with him. You got Jarrett Corey that's also spotting him, basically the guy that just dominates the Indy NXT. It's not the Indy Next guys, it's the NXT. I will stand by that. But he's got 2 of the best road courser guys spotting him throughout. He gets a little boost through the top of the S's there, but able to keep control, and that's going to cost him just a little bit of time. But he is still maintaining a pace to where he's able to keep up with Matt Sisler, but also keep Kendall Paul behind. He's got 2 of the best road courser drivers in his ear right now, helping him along. So we'll see if they're any help and if he's able to gain any more time on Matt Sisler in his first stage.
We'll see. Do want to report Donald Green and Jim Duda have both reported to the pit lane due to with the meatball. He must respect the meatball, and so he's pulled it into the pit lane. Donald Green has ejected from the race. He'll be credited with 21st and last in this one. We're watching the battle for the lead. It's Matt Sizzler, Logan Edwards, and Kendale Paul. Not only are they more or less right together on the track, they are running, Caleb, almost identical lap times. Jason Phillips has started to close up ever so slightly, and he's kind of begun to draw away a little bit from Ryan O'Donoghue in 5th. This is the best battle on the track, though, and it is for the lead. Matt Sizzler has Logan Edwards all over his rear bumper.
Yes, he has, and he is indeed. He's got to run down the backstretch, but not even remotely close enough to look up the inside. In order to overtake at the bus stop here, or the inner loop as many people call it, you got to be firmly alongside to try to get an overtake there. Otherwise, you just kind of have to slot back in line, and that's what Logan's kind of doing right now. He's getting the runs down these straightaways, but not able to get close enough to get a fender on Matt Sizzler at the moment. You see how late on the brakes he is there through turn number 10, how much speed he's able to carry. So it seems as though Logan is better on the second half of the circuit. Meanwhile, Matt Sizzler just gets that time back through the S's in turn 1. So it's a bit ebb and flow that we saw similar to last night with O'Donoghue and Edward Shear for a good portion of that race. And that's what you're seeing here in the first portion of stage number 1 here in the Truck Series.
Yeah, and we're seeing it. Logan Edwards, big run through the S's. He actually had to lift out of it. We're on board Logan Edwards now as he tries to track down Matt Sizzler. He got a little bit tight through turn 3, not able to close up through the S's. He's going to have to follow him through the bus stop. But this is kind of where Logan Edwards has been shining, is from the bus stop through the carousel. He just hasn't been close enough to make that move through the chute. But we'll keep an eye on that. Meanwhile, you've got a whale of a fight between these 4 trucks. It's Justin Osterman, Sean Roberts, Austin Hund, and David Dunwoody. They're all right together, 7th, 8th, 9th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th on the course.
Yeah, all of these drivers had a very good race last night, and they were all battling, sometimes within the top 5 at times, definitely within inside the top 10. David Dunwoody had a very good run in last night's race, as well as Justin Osman. Sean Roberts got in a couple of incidents last night, but he was running strong for the majority of the race. So a very, very good battle here for the 6th place spot. David Dunwoody has broken off just a little bit by a couple of truck lengths, but those 3 right in front of him are basically bumper to bumper right now.
Yes.
Navigate the top of the S's. Justin Osman has pulled away from Sean Roberts a little bit there, Murph.
Yeah, Sean Roberts is really having to contend with Austin Hund. Hund, I believe, is a little bit faster than the 33 truck in front of him. Let's jump on board with Austin Hund here just to kind of show you what he's seeing. It is not quiet in these trucks, is it, Caleb? It's very these guys are working.
No, it's very loud indeed, and you got big old V8 there, a very heavy truck, kind of puts together a not very easy combo, especially on a road course. They're not really designed for road course racing, but boy, do they make some absolutely great action when you get a bunch of these out on track at once. It's a handful to drive, but it's a very good race to watch if you ever go to see these real life on any road course. They actually went to quite a bit over the past couple of years. You see Sean Roberts get right on the back of Justin Osman in front. They're very, very close together, but Sean Roberts has to check up massively. That allows Austin Hund to close up that gap a little bit going into the S's.
Yes, he does, and we continue to ride along with Austin Hund. He's up the hill through the S's through turn 4. Looking at the back of Sean Roberts, Hund, I believe, is the quickest man of these 3. He just isn't able to find a way around as Sean Roberts makes the dive on Justin Osterman. Osterman does not make the corner. He's going to go through the grass, and Justin Osterman, for the 2nd race in a row, is going to get a slowdown and have to give up positions. He loses the spot to Austin Hund, and here comes David Dunwoody.
David Dunway on the charge. Unfortunately, Osterman will have to give up that time concede, so Dunwoody will go by going into this corner, or perhaps not. Osterman very deep on the brakes there. Keeps the position, but has he cleared the slowdown yet, Murph? I don't know.
I would think he probably has. He's not going to get last night. It was like 20 seconds he had to slow down. Remember, he had to slam on the brakes at the exit of turn number 11 just to be able to stay in the race. And he probably only he may have gotten a couple or 3 seconds out of that, but you can give that up and not lose a ton of spots just by artfully slowing through the corners. You know that just as well as anybody else. Austin Hund, meanwhile, he's gone through with Sean Roberts, and now Hund all over the back of Roberts for this 6th spot.
Yeah, he was very, very close there. Didn't get a fender. He decided to back out, try to get a good run through the bus stop, but he slides a little bit in the center of the inner loop there and loses just a little bit of time, but he gets a pretty decent exit. As I say that, he actually slides the rear end a little bit and loses just even a little bit more to Sean Roberts there.
Yes, he does, and Austin Hund needs to get back in the saddle because he's got a very hungry Justin Osterman who would love nothing more than to reclaim that 6th spot. He had it, and now he's lost. Now he's lost 2. He's back to 8th. Look at how much the rear ends of those trucks are moving around, Caleb, getting into turn number 1. A lot of wheel hop action going on there.
Yeah, it is. These trucks are kind of very stiff in a way. They don't really bounce a lot around like the O'Reilly cars or even the Cup cars in a sense. They got a solid rear axle in the rear end. It's kind of makes a real hop like crazy. It's a little bit softer on the front end, but you got the motor up there, so that's where all the power is coming from. And it's a very weird weight distribution in these things, at least compared to normal road course cars. So the truck does not want to. It doesn't really take a quick transitions of Watkins very nicely, or even any stock car that goes around here. It doesn't take it very nicely just because of how heavy and the weight distribution and how the setup is all configured on these trucks. I do want to point out Logan Edwards still on the back end of Matt Sizzler. He had a run last time around up into the bus stop, but thought better of it and actually kind of slid through the inner loop. And he is all over the rear of Matt Sizzler through the second half of the circuit, but you see the rear end is starting to fade a little bit on that truck.
Yeah, Matt Sizzler being very, very consistent. He has not put a wheel wrong. Logan Edwards has been pretty aggressive and been able to close in on the rear of that 3 Birdies machine, but hasn't quite been able to get there. I do want to point out Matt Wagner has retired his machine from the proceedings this evening. He'll be credited with 19th, so that leaves 18 cars on the racetrack. Ted Craven scored 1 lap down in 18th. He has just made a pit stop, and so we'll keep an eye on Ted Craven. He wants to stay 1 lap down, because if he goes 2 down, brother, that's bad news. He won't be able to get back on the lead lap. He also does not want to see Jeremy Dunwoody go a lap down, because that would mean that Ted Craven is not going to be able to get the lucky dog. But Jeremy Dunwoody, and here's Jeremy. He's just right up the road from these leaders.
Yeah, that's not an ideal situation for Ted Craven at all. He's going to lose the lucky dog here. You go into the back straightaway and kind of holding in the middle, but not really letting him go there is Jeremy Dunwoody through the bus stop. This is going to hold up Matt Sizzler a lot here, Murph.
It is. We're on board with him. It's not that Jeremy Dunwoody is doing anything wrong there. As a matter of fact, he did his best to get out of the way. It's just that Matt Sizzler caught him right at the worst possible time at the apex of a corner, and there was no way for Jeremy Dunwoody to get out of the way. That let Logan Edwards get right back to the tailgate of Matt Sizzler for the lead.
Yeah, he is. Logan, he had a good turn 10 there. Kind of straightens out on exit, though. Has a nice turn 11. He's nailing his corners as best as he can, but you see that rear end again sliding out from underneath him. That seems to be a problem that he is struggling with. The longer we go in the stage, the rear end just kind of seems to be sliding out just more and more and more. Whereas you look at Matt Sizzler, that was the first time I've actually seen him go through turn 1 and kind of step that rear end out. Logan keeps it nice and tidy through the yeses. The past couple of laps, he's kind of stepped out that rear. So he is getting very good runs now. And it's just an ebb and flow race. And it's just Logan needs to capitalize on, keeping a good consistent pace and not making any mistakes to try to get past Matt Sizzler in front.
Yeah, I mean Logan Edwards got bogged down there through the bus stop. He lost 0.3 of a second just through that one set of corners in that chicane. Now he's going to try to make that back up. He was within 0.2, right up on the rear bumper of Sizzler. Now he's back to a half a second. He starts to close the gap just a little bit, though. As you said earlier, Logan Edwards faster through the second part of the lap, and he gains a 10th back through that second part of the lap. Now closing right back up on the rear of Sizzler. He's not going to be close enough to make the dive, but he is going to be right there through turn 1.
Yes, he is indeed. I do want to point out, Matt Sizzler getting very close to the wall there. Logan Edwards had to look up the inside. I don't believe he got a fender at all, but Matt Sizzler able to carry more momentum and get himself back out in front. I was going to say Sean Roberts was involved in an incident through the S's last time around. He is actually in pit lane, and he's got heavy damage on his Ford F-150 truck. So Sean Roberts may be out of the race. We'll have to wait and see. But this battle up front, it's kind of maintained. It's been ebb and flowing within half a second to bumper to bumper. It's getting kind of growing and then getting closer, growing, getting closer. It's just a matter of like who is able to get a good consistent lap here. And they're basically, they're pretty much doing lap times very similar to each other. Last time around, they both did a 13.7. They were actually within 0.006 of each other in terms of lap time. So these guys are matching each other in terms of pace basically every single lap.
They are. Now, Logan Edwards was 0.4 slower that last time through, but again, it's just an ebb and a flow, and whoever has the better run out of what particular corner. Logan Edwards dropped back to 0.8 of a second back. He gained 0.4 just in that first corner, and here he comes again, Caleb, through the S's.
Yes, he does indeed. Onto the back straightaway. Not close enough, though. Through the bus stop, he gets a nice tidy line, gets a very good exit, runs a little bit wide through the carousel, but he's setting up for a late apex here. Gets a good run off the exit of the corner, but still, again, just kind of holding it 2 to 3 truck lengths up. It is closer than last time. He is right on the rear bumper, and Matt Sizzler going through turn 10. This is closer than it was last lap. We'll see if he's able to maintain pace through the final corner and possibly make a run down into turn number 1.
Logan Edwards this time much closer than he's been going through through turn 11. There you see the distance from the blimp. It's just a couple of truck lengths. It's not really all that much. And Logan Edwards has a massive run through turn 1. Here he comes through the S's. This is the best run he's had for the entire day, for the entire race. We're working lap 17. Can Logan Edwards use that run to get by Sizzler? I don't think he's close enough. I think he backed out of it there, actually, Caleb.
It looked like he understeered at the top of the hill in the left-hand portion and just had to lift there. And that's where I kind of noticed that a little bit every single lap he's kind of understeered at the top of that hill in that left-hand portion. So that's where he's kind of losing a little bit of time every single lap, just having to back off the throttle there. And that's, Matt Sizzler is able to stay out in front and get good runs down into the bus stop, which is one of the best overtaking opportunities on the track, and that's really making a difference why Logan can't get by at the moment. He's not able to get a good run through the S's to try to get alongside Matt Sizzler.
They're going to come down the front straight one more time. The closer Edwards is able to get, and he's still, that same truck length to 2 truck lengths behind, the closer he's able to get, the more likely it is that he's going to have a stab down one of the braking zones through turn 1 much better again. And Logan Edwards now, one more time, all over the back of Matt Sizzler. Sizzler sliding through turn number 3, not to be outdone. Logan Edwards breaks the rear end loose going through turn 4. Is he going to make a dive to the bottom at the bus stop? He is not. Edwards falls back in line.
He thought about it. He looked up the inside. He did. This is the closest he's been for quite a bit here going through that back straightaway. He had a good run through the S's. He keeps it nice and tight through the carousel, but again, it's still that 2 to 3 truck length advantage going towards Matt Sizzler, and the gap is kind of maintained. They've been matching lap times within a couple, not only not even tenths of each other, a couple thousandths every single lap. These guys are basically matching in terms of lap times. These guys are just going for a duel and just leaving the rest of the field in the dust.
They are. Logan Edwards did not get the same kind of a run off of turn number 11 that he did the last several laps. He's been much better, though, through turn number 1 than Matt Sizzler has on a number of these different laps, but he's not able to do it this time. Edwards loses a bit of time at the bottom of the hill. They climb up through the S's. Edwards is coming, but he's not going to be close enough by the time they get to the bus stop. Sizzler will lead him through lap 19 of 72. Is where we're at here in the AdminBoxx 175. Do want to point out Kendall Paul is still third. Very quietly, he's about 4 seconds behind this battle. Then you've got the Hornets' Nest: Austin Hund, Justin Osterman, David Dunwoody, and Sam Crow. They are 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. Say Hey Lewis Hayes is 8th. He's got Colby Pierce behind him in 9th. Paul Witt, a very quiet and efficient 10th. John Hutchins is 11th, and there he is. Ryan O'Donohue came to pit lane, Caleb, not looking at stage points, wanting to win the race. He should theoretically be the leader once everything shakes back out after we get the stage break. Adam O'Brien runs along in 13th in the pink 74. Jason Phillips, there he is in 14th. Randy Dunlap is 15th. Jeremy Dunwoody 16th. And Ted Craven is 17th. Sean Roberts has also retired his car. So Ted Craven, the teddy bear, runs along in 17th. Logan Edwards, though, my goodness gracious, he continues to be all over the back of Sizzler, and they've got Ted Craven in front of him. Craven's going to pull off the course and let these two go through at the carousel, Caleb.
Yeah, Logan, again, it's the same old song and dance, Murph. He's been close. He's been within 2 to 3 truck lengths, but he can't get alongside Matt Sizzler. They're on the final lap of the stage. Logan really sliding the rear end out there. Goes very, very wide. He's going to lose a little bit more time going through turn number 11 here. Matt Sizzler, he will cross the line first. Now, stage caution doesn't come out until the 10th place car. That is last time around it was Paul Witt. So they still got a little bit of racing to do. We'll see when the stage caution does come out, where they'll be scored. But Logan going through the S's.
Yeah, here comes that battle for 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. They're all through. Colby Pierce looking to the inside to say Hey Lewis Hayes at turn number 10. That's going to be job done for Colby Pierce, and his return to the AMA Archway Industrial Coatings Truck Series nets him an 8th in stage 1. Paul Witt's going to trigger the caution when he comes across the line. Here's Witt. Now remember, they're still racing around the course until the yellow comes out. There's Witt.
Caution is out.
Caution is out. And Matt Sizzler, he won your Sim Shop Pole Award. So we want to thank our good friends at Sim Shop. That's www.simshop.com. Just keep driving. He takes the AdminBoxx caution flag, and Matt Sizzler will win Track Racer Stage Break number 1. If you go to trackracer.com and you enter the web address, just as I'm going to put it in the chat, 5% of your order will go to the end of year AMA prize fund. That's trackracer.com. And make sure you put the web address in just as I'm entering it here, Caleb. That's where Caleb Rasheer buys all of his nightlight accessories, by the way. So Matt Sizzler behind the safety car. Once they do pit stops, we're gonna see if we can't get some drivers up here, just to help out with the lengthy caution. We've got several in the Discord, and so be happy to bring some of them up just as soon as we can. Sizzler, the stage winner. The stage winner, and pretty much everybody in front of Ryan O'Donoghue are going to stop. Ryan O'Donoghue has already made his stop. He did this yesterday. He will be the leader. He's going to have Jason Phillips with him, and they're going to start first and second. And so it's going to be interesting to see what Sizzler and Edwards do to get by those guys, because we know Ryan O'Donoghue and Jason Phillips have plenty of speed, Caleb.
Yes, they do indeed. And you saw in the third stage yesterday, Ryan O'Donoghue, even with the slightly more worn tires, was able to fend off a good portion of stage number 3 against Edward Shear Jr. Unfortunately, the way the pit cycle worked, it didn't go quite in his favor, but we know he's able to make a used set of tires work better than most. So we'll see if O'Donoghue is able to replicate what he did in stage number 3 with a slightly used set of Goodyear rubber.
We'll see. Here comes Matt Sizzler down the pit lane, and there's O'Donoghue. He'll stay out. He's going to have one other truck with him. It appears as though Jason Phillips is going to come back in. So Jason Phillips is going to make another pit stop. Ryan O'Donoghue stays out. He will assume the lead here once we get back to green flag action, and that's who we're gonna talk to. Let's get him up here. If I can manage it, my goodness gracious. All right, there he is. Ryan O'Donoghue, you've got Murph. You've got Caleb Rasheer in the P1 broadcasting booth. You hear us?
Yeah, I got you.
So, same strategy as last night. Short pit the yellows. Get the lead. You think you can hang on to it, my friend?
I don't know. We're still feeling it out. Something feels a little off with my run through the S's. Watching everybody kind of walk away through there. We're going to figure that out. Bus stop feels good. Everything else feels good. To kind of see the gap close when we get to the other section of the track. Because working the S's, we'll try this strategy and see if we can run into these guys. If not, make them pass us and see what we got for the last stage when it comes down to it, you know?
That's always a good plan. It's good to see you up front. Good to see you running good. You're gonna have Logan Edwards and Matt Sizzler lined up next to and behind you. Is this a situation where you might be more in watch and learn mode than try to go fast mode?
I don't know. There's certain people you trust and learn from, and there are certain ones you don't. So we'll see what happens.
Very good. Well, thank you so much for joining in. Not like had a choice, right? But thank you so much for joining in. I'll put you back down with Sam and Lewis here, and you have a great second stage. You hear?
Yes, sir. Thanks, guys. Enjoy the race.
Absolutely. That is Ryan O'Donoghue. We'll put him right back where he belongs. And so that's interesting that he's diagnosed, Caleb, where he thinks he's slower. He's diagnosed what he thinks he needs to do better. Is this a situation where maybe he can get behind Logan or Matt Sisler and maybe kind of try to keep pace with him a little bit, especially since he knows where he's losing the time?
In an ideal situation, I think you just try to stay out in front as much as possible. While you can learn what they are doing in comparison and where you could gain your time, you obviously want to try to stay out in front of them as much as possible. So, especially with O'Donoghue being on the slightly worn set, I think it's a situation where if Logan Edwards and Matt Sisler get by, it's only just going to be a matter of time before Austin Hunt, Kendall Paul, David Dunwee, and Sam Crow will eventually just start gaining on that slightly used set of tires. And Ryan's got to kind of, in my opinion, if he's able to recognize where he's slow, he's going to have to see pretty quickly what everybody else is doing throughout the duration of not only this part, but even in stage number 1, he's got to realize, okay, how are they taking these corners? When are they braking? How are they going into the corner? When are they turning in? And that's how you kind of analyze where you can gain time over the course of a run.
Indeed. Do want to report Colby Pierce is going to be the back of the longest line, caught speeding on pit road. Do also want to thank Archway Industrial Coatings. They're a St. Louis-based flooring company that have been getting the job done for years over there. Their epoxy and urethane flooring solutions withstand the test of time, all while meeting their customers' installation schedules and budgets. They're committed to doing the highest quality work at the lowest possible cost every time, whether you're looking for industrial, commercial, restaurant, retail flooring, or concrete repair at home. You found the perfect partner to get the job done now. Get ready to floor it with Archway, archwaycoatings.com, and we are getting ready to head back toward green flag action. One more time for Ryan O'Donoghue. It is to his benefit that this stage is the shortest. He'll only have to do 16 green flag laps. Green flag is out, and away we go. Barney gets him back underway, Caleb, and we're going to head down toward turn 1.
Ryan O'Donoghue leads him. Matt Sisler looks up the inside of O'Donoghue. Logan Edwards on the outside. Sisler hits the curb. Logan Edwards on the outside. Logan Edwards still to the outside. Ryan O'Donoghue, it looked like he had a run there, but he's going to have to slot himself back into second place, go through the S's. He gets kind of loose there. Matt Sisler is all over the rear bumper of Logan Edwards, and right on the back of Matt Sisler is Austin Hunt making a good run. He got a good run through turn 1, got around Kendall Paul, and they kind of go single file through here. No looks up the inside except for the very back of the pack. I think that was Justin Osterman getting an overtake there, but at the front of the field is Ryan O'Donoghue, has about a 4 to 5 truck length advantage over Logan Edwards, and then is basically bumper to bumper from then on back.
Yeah, and look, we saw Logan Edwards get kind of sideways going through the S's there. Ryan O'Donoghue lost positions early in this race doing same. O'Donoghue able to keep it under control this time, and he'll saunter out to about a 4/10 of a second advantage over Logan Edwards. But can Logan begin to reel him in? And he's got to guard the back door because Matt Sisler is there, and Sisler, who led the entire first stage, would be hungry to get that back, but he goes wide in turn 1, and now Austin Hunt is all over the back of Matt Sisler.
Yeah, Matt Sisler had a little bit of a moment going through turn 1, and that cost him a giant portion of time. But it seems over the rest of the field, Matt Sisler just is able to nail those S's better than everybody else there. It seems like he gets the left-hand portion just slightly better than everyone else on the track here today. So it seems like that's why, it wasn't just a Logan Edwards thing. It seems to be everybody he is beating in that little left-hand portion at the top of the hill where he's able to get a good run, and they're just not able to get runs down the back straightaway.
That could very well be. Meanwhile, Logan Edwards has continued to chop the deficit to Ryan O'Donoghue. It's now down to just a couple of tenths of a second. Logan Edwards is coming. There's the deficit. It's about 3 truck lengths as they head down to turn number 1, but Ryan O'Donohue responds. He sets the purple lap. Logan Edwards sets the purple lap right behind him, Caleb.
Logan on a charge. He's been, it's a different leader, but he's been second basically this entire race, and it's kind of mirrored how the first stage went to a T. He started on the outside, got a very good run, almost battled a leader going through the S's there, but had to slot back in second, and that's kind of what we're seeing here. It's just a different leader that's out right in front of him. He gets a good run through the bus stop, turns in late, sets up for a late apex, but not able to get close enough. Actually slides the rear end just a little bit, and that's going to lose a little bit of time in Ryan O'Donohue.
And he's staring at the back of Ryan O'Donohue's truck. It says, "I am second." That's a religious thing from Sam Crow's church. But Logan has to be staring at that thing saying, "I am second. I know, right?" Meanwhile, you see Edwards. You're looking out of the windshield. Do want to point out
that we got a spin in turn 11. Massive crash in turn 11.
That is John Hutchins, who is around. I believe
David Dunwoody was also around.
David Dunwoody. Dunwoody's going to get the ship righted. So is Hutchins, but they are simply going to go to the back of the lead lap, and we need to go back and see what has happened to David Dunwoody and John Hutchins. And it appears as though Dunwoody more or less just all by himself in turn 11. Watch this, Caleb. He's through 11. He's going to kick the back end out right there. He's going to overcorrect, and that just shoots him into the outside wall. He noses in. Sam Crow's going to go through. John Hutchins, well, he just can't quite miss him. Colby Pierce gets a piece of that, and so did the 20 of Jason Phillips.
Yeah, just an unfortunate circumstance. A little bit too much overcorrection there from Dunwoody, and he drops back all the way back to 16th that time around. But he is still hungry to try to get a charge forward. He looks up the inside. Colby Pierce, that's not Colby Pierce.
John Hutchins.
That's John Hutchins that he's trying to get around right now, but not able to make the move done. Both trucks have damage, so they'll have to wait. And it's unfortunate that they got it at the very beginning of the stage. They're going to have to go quite a few number of laps before they can pit for repairs. Right in front of them, that was Say Lewis Hayes and Colby Pierce going side by side through turn 1. Say Lewis Hayes able to get out in front, and he's actually pulled a few truck length advantage over Colby Pierce behind. So a little bit of jostling because of that incident. Meanwhile, out in front, it's still Ryan O'Donohue, Logan Edwards, Matt Sizzler, and Austin Hunt.
Yeah, and look, Logan Edwards can get close, and he's been close on several occasions, but he hasn't found a way to measure up Ryan O'Donohue and get by him. And now, if you're O'Donohue and you're still leading this thing, do you short pit again, or is this one of those situations where because of the length of that third stage, do you not want to short pit the second?
Well, we saw him do the same strategy yesterday, where he short pitted anyways, despite being in second on both stage 1 and stage number 2. He did it through stage number 1 here tonight, so it wouldn't surprise me if he chooses to short pit at come to the end of this stage here. So Logan Edwards should be, assuming that he stays in second, he's still got Matt Sizzler right behind him, should be in the lead by the end of this stage just because of how Ryan O'Donohue...
Well, but here's the monkey wrench to that, right? 32 laps, final stage. Can you afford to short pit it and make it to the end on gas?
That's also another thing to consider. According to my now, Ryan O'Donohue gets very, very loose through turn 11.
Yes, he did, but he gathers it back in, then he kicks it loose. Yeah, he kicks it loose.
Still loose.
He kicked it loose coming off of turn 11 too. Bad loose through 10, bad loose through 11. Logan Edwards going to look to the inside, but he thinks better of it. No sense risking your equipment at this point, Caleb. If you don't have the move done and dusted, it's better to hold them than it is to throw it all away. Logan Edwards will continue on in second, and certainly he knows the situation with Ryan O'Donoghue having short pitted. He knows there's a couple of green flag laps extra on those tires, and he knows what the performance envelope on those tires is. He knows when they're going to fall away, and it's better just to be patient because those moves are going to be available anytime he wants. Edwards looking high around the carousel, turn number 5. He is all over the back of Ryan O'Donoghue.
Yeah, but he cuts it down hard on the apex there. They're both using as much off track as possible, as much runoff as possible coming off the carousel. Logan trying to get a good run on the exit of these corners, but still not able to get alongside. But this is the closest he's been through turn number 11. He's on the rear bumper. Does he make a move going into turn number 1? Looks up the inside, sends it. No contact. That looked very close. I don't know if there was a 0x there, but he goes a little bit wide, and he's going to have to slot back in second. He briefly had the lead there, sent it a little bit too deep on Ryan O'Donoghue, and O'Donoghue gets very, very loose through the S's, and that allows Matt Sizzler to close right back up. Logan Edwards is still loose.
Logan Edwards gave it the full drift through the S's, and that's going to let Matt Sizzler have position. Going into the bus stop, Logan Edwards will cede the second spot, let it fall back to third, move Matt Sizzler in a second, and we'll see if Matt Sizzler can do anything with Ryan O'Donoghue as he immediately sets off in the hot pursuit. 32 of 72 complete here in the AdminBoxx 175 at Watkins Glen. Ryan O'Donoghue spinning, he's in the wall hard. We were with it. We were watching. Ryan O'Donoghue off the carousel, broke the rear end loose, overcorrected much the same way as David Dunwoody, and he hit awfully hard, Caleb. Now for O'Donoghue, the job is stay out and don't lose a lap. He just lost a spot to Adam O'Brien. I don't know if that truck can make 8 more laps, Caleb, 7 more laps.
I think it can make it there, but he has a lot of damage on the front end of that truck. That was a hard hit, Murph. That was a very, very hard hit for Ryan O'Donoghue.
It was. Now, the good news is for O'Donoghue is, and let's jump on board with him just so we can kind of see what we can see. And what I'm looking at here for the fans at home, I'm looking at where his wheel is when he's going in a straight line. That's going to tell me how badly that truck is damaged. The vertical orange stripe you see in the steering wheel is supposed to be dead center. We're going to see where Ryan O'Donoghue is.
You can see how it's skating, Murph. You could see it's not. Yeah, the wheel's off to the left. You could see it's kind of crab walking a little bit.
Yeah, there's Ryan O'Donoghue, and for him now, it's just limp it back to the caution and get fixed what you can get fixed. Because if he can do that, the caution flag laps here are darn near 3 minutes long. And so if O'Donoghue is able to get it back to the yellow on the lead lap, and he didn't really have to do that. He's just got to beat Jeremy Dunwoody back to the yellow. He'll get the lucky dog, and he'll be able to spend 4 or 5 minutes on pit lane getting that baby fixed.
Yeah, that's obviously the most ideal situation, but it might be he's got to still keep it on track. The truck is just skating around the entire track right now, and obviously with a worn set of tires, it's just going to get worse and worse and worse for O'Donoghue. He's just got to manage as much as he can here.
It is. Now back to the front. Matt Sizzler, Logan Edwards, they'll do battle one more time for the top spot. It has been the most entertaining race on the course for the balance of the event. Logan Edwards chasing Matt Sizzler. Matt Sizzler chasing Ryan O'Donoghue. O'Donoghue hits the wall, and now it's back to Sizzler and Edwards. Kendall Paul continues along in third, and Austin Hund is going to run along in fourth. And how about Mr. Excitement? He's gotten past Jason Phillips for fifth. And they've got Sam Crow back in 7th right behind them, so there's a good battle. Meanwhile, Say Hey Lewis Hayes, David Dunwoody, and Colby Pierce have all made it past the wounded truck of Ryan O'Donoghue as he continues to limp it around. The good news for O'Donoghue is that the first truck 1 lap down, Ted Craven, is quite a ways behind him. And I don't think O'Donoghue the last time through was about 11 seconds off the pace. I don't think he's in danger of going a lap down, and if he does, I don't think that John Hutchins is going to be able, or excuse me, that Ted Craven is going to get back by him. So still looking okay for Ryan O'Donoghue, but these two, they're locked in a titanic fight, Caleb.
Well, it looked like it was going to be a three-way battle, but that incident brought it back down to basically what we saw the entirety of the first stage, to where Matt Sizzler's out in front, and he's got a 2 to 3 truck length advantage over Logan Edwards. They go through turn number 1. Matt gained very, very wide. Logan getting a little bit loose at the apex. They go through the S's, and the gap gets a little bit wider. And this is where Matt Sizzler gains all that time, is that left-hand bit right before the back straightaway. But Logan Edwards also getting a good run through there. And that's going to carry all the speed going into this bus stop here. We'll see. Usually Logan gets very, very good runs here. We'll see if he's able to carry the same momentum he has been. But it's kind of maintain that same pace there, Murph.
Yeah, he is. And, you know, for Logan, he's gone to school now on Matt Sizzler for most of this race. Can he get that pass done, Caleb? He actually beat Sizzler off of the pit road the last time. You got to wonder if maybe he short fueled the truck, did something a little bit different, but he was half a second better than Matt Sizzler on pit road last time through. So keep an eye on that. We've got 36 into the books. Going to start lap 37 here. Keeping an eye on Ryan O'Donoghue. He lost 8 seconds that last lap, and he's 51 seconds behind the leaders. And so Ryan O'Donoghue right now, it's going to be close as to whether he stays on that lead lap. He might have to pick up the pace just a little bit, Caleb.
It's a matter of if he can pick up the pace. That thing is very, very damaged right now. It's, 1, not driving a straight line, and 2, it's still crabbing down the straightaways. And you can see him even on the straight bit that he's on right now, right before turn number 10. He's stalling at the wheel. He's got a very, very hurt truck there. So he's got to maintain pace, but it's a matter of if he can maintain pace. That thing is very, very hurt.
It is indeed, but he's going to have to try to figure it out somehow, some way. Sizzler and Edwards are going to come through turn 11. They're going to make it 37 complete, coming to get 38. 3 laps to go in stage number 2. Do want to thank everybody out there for tuning it in. If you haven't already done it, make sure you hit the like button on the video, ring the bell, subscribe to P1 so that you too can get in on all of the iRacing fun. We are in the midst of a triple header here, Caleb. Triple header. You heard that right. Tonight, it is top split time slot number 1 on P1. That's simulcast on all of the iRacing official channels. Matt Sizzler is to the outside, and he lets Logan Edwards go. Edwards got a massive run coming out of the S's, and now Sizzler is going to try to get back to the bottom, going through the carousel.
Yeah, Logan Edwards has an outside line. He's able to carry more momentum, and he's able to get the lead, but gets a little bit loose going on that runoff area. We'll see if Matt Sizzler has a bit of a look through turn number 10, thinks better of it. And Logan Edwards, I believe this is the first time he's led all race here, Murph.
You know, it is, and here's the thing. You talk about guys getting loose out on that runoff. you got to remember, that's not racetrack. It's not clean out there, and you can see the trucks kicking up dust as they go through that, and you got to wonder if that's causing some of the traction issues. That the runoff at turn number 1 pretty well used, but the exit of the carousel is not, and so you can see the dust out there, and I'm wondering if that's contributing to some of the spinning issues and some of the other things that we've seen through there, Caleb.
It could be well indeed. At least in the turn 1 runoff, at least in real life, it's used on every single race counter. To where that short bit, it's really only used on this weekend and this weekend only, that short bit. So it's not rubbered in at all. And the only time it ever gets rubber is on the NASCAR weekend. So it's never ever used throughout the course of the year. So any car that goes through is going to be naturally loose if they go through that runoff area because of how little grip there is.
Yeah, and you got to think Randy Dunlap, by the way, came to pit lane and was penalized, black flag, for speeding too fast entering the pit lane for Randy Dunlap, and so he's going to have to serve a hold as we continue to watch Edwards and Sizzler do battle for the lead. Logan Edwards has made it to the point for the first time in the event, but Matt Sizzler would like it back. We'd also like to report that Ryan O'Donoghue, at this point, he's got 4 seconds in hand. Well, that's him. That's him right up in front of these guys, and they know it, and they want to put him a lap down. This is not playtime for Edwards and Sizzler. They know that's a competitive truck. They know it's hurt. Logan Edwards is certainly getting that information from his spotters in Smeaton and Corey. Look, I mean, these guys want to put him a lap down. They know that's a fast truck, and O'Donoghue desperately trying to hang on. He's up the pace quite a bit from where he was earlier, but he's still 6 seconds a lap off. Here they come down through the last set of corners. Edwards is going to lead the stage, but remember, O'Donoghue's now got to survive for another 45 seconds or so.
Yes, he does. They're gonna end the stage now. Logan Edwards looks up the inside. Matt Sizzler now looks up the inside, and they just put Ryan O'Donoghue a lap down. O'Donoghue looks up the inside of Matt Sizzler, though, try to get that position back, try to stay on the lead lap. And remember, the caution doesn't come out until the 10th place car comes out. And unfortunately, O'Donoghue, if it was a normal NASCAR race, he'd still be on the lead lap. But unfortunately, with the iRacing system, we had to wait until Colby Pierce comes across the line in the 10th place position. So O'Donoghue, he will get the lucky dog, but that thing is very hurt at the moment.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate for O'Donoghue because he gets the lucky dog. He gets back on the lead lap. However, and unfortunately for him, and there's the caution, he's got to wait 1 lap to take that, so he's effectively going to lose a lap of repair, Caleb.
And that's more than we said. 3 minutes. That's quite a bit more than 3 minutes. That's probably closer to a 10-minute repair on that thing, if I had to imagine.
So we'll see what the situation is. David Dunwoody has acquired the meatball, and he'll need to respect that. And we'll go back and see what happened to Dunwoody here. He had slid wide at turn 10, and he somehow ripped the front of that truck off. Let's see.
Go back to the carousel, Murph. Got a little bit wide on the carousel on the same lap. Actually, not wide. He also hit the wall, too.
Yeah, well, here's
Take a look here.
Here's the exit of the carousel for David Dunwoody. Up onto the runoff. Back end kicks out. Very similar accident to Ryan O'Donoghue, and he hit that thing a ton. O'Donoghue, for what it's worth, did not get the meatball. Whereas Dunwoody did, and so we're under the yellow light here for the second time. This will end Blackmagic Studios stage number 2. Blackmagic Studios are a small operation dedicated to high-quality iRacing paints and wraps for any car. You can visit them on Discord or Facebook for your next high-quality iRacing paint or wrap. I can personally vouch for those. When you see me behind the wheel on P1, it is driving a Blackmagic Studios designed machine. Go check him out. David Dunwoody does a tremendous job with those paints, and they're not bad. I think he charged you 15, 20, 25 bucks for one. So David Dunwoody, not he's not one of those guys that charges a lot of money either, but he does a really good job on those cars to get you a chrome hot rod like I got.
Just don't ask for gold-plated wings. He'll tell you you actually need to earn your gold-plated wings, like I have, Murph. I've earned my gold-plated wings. Have you?
How many top split Indy 500 wins you got, Brashear?
Ah, well, you see there, Murph.
Aha!
You see.
Aha!
Well, you see, I got this thing called a very fancy nightlight that I got, right? How many stadium, how many arena setting tournaments have you won there, Murph?
That would be 0. I did turn myself into a lawn dart, though. Come on. You have to admit that was at least entertaining.
Yeah, but that's for the Olympics. You got to do that. If that wasn't the Olympics, Murph, that was a race.
That's true.
It'd be very impressive if you did that in the Olympics.
You know, if it was one of those situations where the javelin for an IndyCar was an Olympic event, I would have most certainly had it made in the shade. Ryan O'Donoghue has still not been let by the pace car. Race off of the pit road. Logan Edwards loses out to both Kendall Paul and Austin Hund. Matt Sisler is going to win the race off of pit road, and that tells me that Logan Edwards did short pit. Or did short fill.
He missed his box there, Murph.
Oh, he missed his box. Okay. Now, so Edwards missed his box. Now, O'Donoghue is hot-footing this thing back around because he needs to hit the pit road and see where he's at. Meanwhile, I kind of want to get in here. I'm kind of interested to see. Let's grab Kendall Paul. There we go. Kendall Paul, you've got Murph, you've got Caleb Brashear in the P1 broadcasting booth. You got a copy?
I got you guys. What's going on?
Well, we're just kind of hanging out under these 2.5 minute long caution laps, kind of figuring out what do we do. Brashear is throwing darts at a picture of me, and so I kind of figured we'd want something. I'd want something else to do. You're in second spot now. You guys. You got past Edwards in the pits, kind of overshot his stuff a little bit. You got anything you think you can do with Matt Sisler up there?
I don't know. I feel like I'm right there with him on the short pace run speed and about the same, just a little bit slower in the mid run, and then on the long run, that last 5-10 laps, well, 5-8 laps of the stage, I felt like they just kind of sort of run away. So I feel like I got a little bit more stuff figured out. So hopefully we'll have something here for Sisler and. Doing a little bit of fuel saving to hopefully make it here to the end.
There you go. Well, thank you so much for stopping in. Not that you had a choice, right? But thank you so much for stopping in. I'll let you get back to the team. But good luck in this third stage. It's always good to bring back these. It's always good to have a chance to do these mid-race interviews for sure. Keep going fast, having fun, buddy.
Yep, thanks. We'll hopefully see you here in a bit.
That's right. Kendall Paul runs along in the second spot. You see him getting ready to line up to the outside of Matt Sisler for the restart. Do want to remind everybody that at the conclusion of this one, everybody in the audience will be connected up with the iRacing Indy 500 Top Split Time Slot #1 broadcast right here on P1. That is also being simulcast out on all of iRacing's official platforms, and so that is a big time audience right now. If I look at that race right now, Nice, Brophy, Lichtenberg, Russell, and Falkingham are your top 5. Tyquila, Soria, Blocker, Clinworth, and Amon Lal are the remainder of your top 10, and we are in a green flag pit cycle. It is the first one. They're 33 of 200 complete. None of those names surprise you at the top of that lineup, do they, Caleb?
Absolutely not. You see him all the time in the top of the fixed broadcast. So, they're actually in the middle of a pit cycle right now as I'm looking on Mr. Lichtenberg's stream right now, giving some support there. I got a couple teammates in that race, Lichtenberg, Taylor, and some others as well. But we got to focus on another race that's got another I5G guy of Logan Edwards in this one. He currently lines up in the 3rd spot here, right behind Matt Sizzler. And that's going to be interesting because he's going to have a better run going to turn number 1 here, Murph.
You know, Matt Sizzler most certainly is. Ted Craven with the black flag. David Dunwoody has chimed in. He said, he said he's done. He's also chiding you, and he is exactly right. I was supposed to show up and help him, and got busy and didn't. So that's not Dunwoody's fault. I don't have gold wings.
Up the inside. On the restart there, Murph, Logan Edwards.
We got
Kendall Paul goes very wide.
Contact. Rhino Donahue coming off pit lane. He lets everybody go through. But Sizzler and Edwards will resume all square as they were. Justin Osterman is now 3rd. Sam Crow 4th. Colby Pierce 5th. Kendall Paul with the door banging got shuffled all the way back to 6th.
Yes, they are indeed. And one thing we questioned, and we heard Kendall Paul talk about it a little bit, are they able to fuel save and make this 3rd stage in one stop? It's right on the edge of being 30 laps. You typically can't get a 30 laps around here in the truck series. A little bit longer in the Grand National cars last night, but in the truck series, it's a slightly shorter stint, and they are right on the edge of making it to the end. So one thing that Logan Edwards, while he's in 2nd, he has that buffer of having the draft out from him to try to save fuel just a little bit better than Matt Sizzler that's right in front of him. So Logan might be in the best spot right now.
Yeah, and you've got 2 advantages. He only really has to run as hard as he needs to stay in the draft of Matt Sizzler. Matt Sizzler has a little bit harder of a job because he's got to run hard enough to stay ahead of Logan Edwards. But he doesn't, if he starts saving fuel too much, Logan Edwards is just going to drive right by you. You're also looking at 29 green flag laps plus 2 caution laps being the run here. The tank is 30 laps. So you're going to be right on it. Do you have to save? Do you not have to save? Do you go for broke? We're about ready to find out. Meanwhile, kudos to Justin Osterman in 3rd, Sam Crow in 4th. Kendall Paul has moved back to 5th, but these 2 have pulled themselves into the fight. And how about this? Colby Pierce, his return to the AMA Archway Industrial Coatings Grand National Series. He's running along in 6th. How about that?
Yeah, an absolutely amazing run there from Colby Pierce. He's right behind some series regulars, so to see him come back in the series is absolutely incredible to be running just outside the top 5. He's dropped a little bit back from Kendall Paul. And meanwhile, Kendall looks up the inside right in front of him, looks up the inside of Sam Crow, gets the position on the back straightaway even before the bus stop there. So Kendall Paul dropped back a lot on that first lap on the restart due to the turn 1 incident, and now is trying to make a march towards the front here. We'll see how he does here. Logan Edwards has dropped back about a half second to Matt Sizzler in front. They've gained a gap about about a second and a half over Justin Osterman, who gets very loose through turn number 10, able to regain control though. So very close to Osterman though.
Watch this. Whee! he got up on the curb. He drifts it off the corner. He gets it in the grass, finds some traction out there. Actually got it pointed right back toward the apex of turn 11. But Justin Osterman fighting for grip, and he's going to have trouble in the form of Kendall Paul coming not too distant future. Meanwhile, Colby Pierce has caught Sam Crow, and he's bringing Jason Phillips with him.
Yes, he has. Jason Phillips started in the 4th place spot, but ever since stage number 1, we really haven't seen too much of him. He actually came, he pitted early in stage number 1, or at the end of stage number 1, and then came back down pit road again. So he's kind of hasn't really had that big of a race ever since then. But now he's made himself back inside the top 7 here. He's a couple positions away from being back inside the top 5. So we'll see if he's able to get inside the top 5. Colby Pierce gets very, very wide. He's got to run down the front stretch to try to get 6th.
Yeah, he does. Jason Phillips will move to the inside of Colby Pierce. Ted Craven off on the inside. David Dunwoody remains on pit road. Ryan O'Donoghue does not have that truck all the way fixed. He got a lot of it, but he's running around at basically a minute 17. He is the first truck 1 lap down, so if a caution were to come out for O'Donoghue, and here he is, he would be the lucky dog one more time, but that truck is still hurt. And if you're wondering what that's like on the inside of one, it is, well, it's not fun, Caleb.
No, it's not, and it just looks like he couldn't get that much prepared at all. Obviously, going a lap down right at the end of stage number 2 massively hurt him. Definitely cost him a lot of time to get some of that damage repaired, and he is just trying to make it to the end here, Murph. He is on the struggle bus, and you just see him going wide, and there's the truck is struggling here, Murph. The truck is struggling indeed.
But he's in a points battle, so Ryan O'Donoghue, even with a hurt truck like that, he's going to stay out. Because look, he's basically locked into 13th. Ted Craven, Jeremy Dunwoody are actually running slower than he is, and they're several laps behind him. And so the worst he can do is 13th, and you get a guy or two that noses one in the wall. We've seen that happen on several occasions here, Caleb. You get a guy that noses one in the wall, you might gain a spot or two yet. That's the 99 of Jeremy Dunwoody going around Ryan O'Donoghue, but Jeremy Dunwoody is 4 laps down. So, again, that's not a pass for a position, but we'll keep you apprised of the progress of Ryan O'Donoghue. Meanwhile, back at the front, here's the advantage for Matt Sisler over Logan Edwards. It's about 6 to 7 tenths of a second, depending on where we score it, Ryan.
Yes, it is indeed. And you see Matt Sisler, he gets a little bit loose on the exit of turn number 11. It's just the nature of these trucks. Logan keeping it nice and tight at the moment. And it's just a matter of time of, Matt Sisler, he's very, very close on fuel being out in front like that. He's going to have to burn more. Logan seems to be saving a little bit. He's dropped back because of it. So he did gain a little bit of time. He was faster last time around, but only about half a tenth. So Logan is gaining that gap back. Is he fuel saving? Is he lift and coasting? Not really. So Logan Edwards, he thinks he's good to the end here, and he is possibly full push at the moment.
Yeah, we'll let the fans in the stands be the judge as to whether or not Logan Edwards is saving gas. We are going to go on board with Logan as he continues to try to chase down Matt Sisler.
You can see how smooth he is on that truck here in the 3rd stage. He was kind of sliding around earlier on, but he is keeping the truck underneath him at the moment. And you got to think he's got to do not quite double the distance, but he's got to go an additional 12 laps that he's done, or basically another 10 laps on top of what he's done before. So he's got to make these tires just last a little bit longer. He actually gets a very, very good run through turn number 1, up through the S's. Matt Silver usually is very good through that left-hand bit. He gains a little bit time over Logan there, but Logan's still within half a second of our leader.
Yeah, he is. Logan Edwards, very smooth down to third gear here in the bus stop. No fuel saving happening up front of the pack. They have got the hammer down. Meanwhile, Kendall Paul has caught Mr. Excitement, Justin Osterman, and they're going to do battle for the bottom step of the podium. Kendall Paul has very steadily reeled in Justin Osterman over these last 3 or 4 laps. And we'll see if Kendall Paul can't put himself back on the podium. And Osterman would love to steal one of those here. That would be a huge bonus for him. More known as a restrictor plate guy. Justin Osterman with a chance here to get on the podium at a road course.
Yeah, Osterman had a very good run in the Grand National Series. Was running inside the top 10 basically the entire day, and was able to put himself a very, very good run. And he finds himself in third. He's been taking advantage of the incidents that have been happening around him, but he has to fend off Kendall Paul to try to finish on the podium here. Kendall's got a good run going on to the backstretch. Does he make a move up the inside? He's a little bit too far back, Murph.
Yes, he is, but Kendall Paul is much faster than Justin Osterman. And it's just a matter of not when. It's not a matter of if, but it's going to be a matter of when. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. David Dunwoody is insisting that they're saving gas out there. So let's go back and we'll have a look at Kendall Paul here.
Yeah, you heard Kendall come in your interview and say he is indeed saving fuel. We'll listen if he does. Didn't seem like he did that much there, Murph.
Yeah, if they are, it's not all that much. Let's listen again coming down into the bus stop and see if there's a long coast phase, Caleb.
Pretty much breaking at the normal point, so it seems like at least Kendall is on a full push here, Murph.
What about Osterman? Let's get on board Mr. Excitement, and we'll see what he's doing. Ryan O'Donohue has the meatball, and he has come back into the pit lane. And that's not necessarily that he's hit anything. That could just be a matter of the truck is so far out of line that it's blown up the tires.
Let's take a look here. I'm getting a look at the O'Donohue incident. Oh, he blew the motor.
Ryan O'Donohue, blown engine. And that's not surprising either, given the amount of damage on the front of that machine. He clearly didn't have it all fixed. And Ryan O'Donohue back to the pit lane, and he will be credited with the 15th spot today, assuming that Jeremy Dunwoody continues to circulate. So Ryan O'Donohue will be credited with 15th. David Dunwoody out of the race. He said that he's changing, that his crew is changing an upright assembly so that they can load their mess back on the trailer. That sounds about like something that happens to me at every one of my races. Just load it back on the trailer and get out of here, right, Caleb?
Usually they have to put some of it back together because you turn the car into a lawn dart there, Murph. It's kind of hard to put the car in the trailer when it's in a million pieces. That's
very true. In Indianapolis right now, Robert Malechka leads Jaden Munoz. They're having a battle at the front of that field at 53 of 200. That is the sister stream on P1. It is the iRacing top split Indianapolis 500 time slot number 1. That is, as far as I can recollect, this is the first time they've ever done 2 time slots for a special event, isn't it?
I believe so, except for maybe when we initially got the license back for IndyCar and they had both fixed and open the same week. And I think they did more than just one. I think it was like 3 or 4 time slots they actually streamed that week. So,
but it's not the norm to see two time slots. Usually it's 1 o'clock Eastern on Saturday. That's generally in the past been the agreed upon one. But they've decided to turn loose the 9 p.m. Friday night time slot number 1 and put it on the big channel. And we've got the sister stream going here on P1. Everybody here will immediately go to that race once this one is concluded. So just to kind of let you know, where we're at with that. I do want to thank everybody for tuning in. If you haven't already done it, make sure you hit the like button on the video, ring the bell, subscribe to the channel so that you can get in on all of the iRacing fun. We are 57, working lap 57 of 72. Matt Sizzler is your leader. Logan Edwards has dropped 1.1 seconds back. The battle, the best one on the track is this one. It's Kendall Paul looking at Justin Osterman. This would be for the final spot on the podium. Sam Crow is in a very lonesome 5th. He's got 5 seconds up to Kendall and 5 seconds back to Jason Phillips. Austin Hund all over the back. Well, not all over the back of Phillips, but Austin Hund runs right along in the 40 Raceware machine in the 7th spot. Colby Pierce is 8th. Adam O'Brien has snuck up to 9th in the pink special, so there he is. And John Hutchins matriculates along in 10th. He's had an eventful day, but still on the lead lap. Paul Witt is 11th for AdminBoxx. Say hey, Lewis Hayes is 12th in the STP Dodge. Ted Craven, 13th, 3 laps down, and Jeremy Dunwoody is 14th, 5 laps down. Everybody else is out of the race, and we're going to go back to the battle between Kendall Paul and Justin Osterman.
Yeah, we thought Kendall would get by Osterman by this point by the lap times he's been doing. He was 0.3 of a lap faster than Osterman last time around, and Kendall basically has been running 3rd the entire day, but he finds Osterman out in front, taking 3rd place right on the restart in turn number 1. So, and Kendall dropping back significantly from the turn 1 incident. So he is on a bit of a charge to get his 3rd place back, and he's going to be worn out the tires, and he slides the rear end there. I wonder if his tires are starting to fade away a little bit by how hard he's been pushing to try to get back in 3rd.
It is completely possible that the tires are starting to fade on that 78, but he's pulled right back up on the back of Justin Osterman here. And if it was a tire situation, my money would be on Kendall to save him a little bit better than Osterman, given his road racing experience and expertise. Kendall Paul, one of the higher I-rated road drivers here, highest I rating on road in the field is the old Narc brain at 5,000 and change. Matt Sizzler, 3,700. You've got Austin Hund above 3,000. Those are the only ones remaining in the race. Matt Wagner is above 4K on the roadside. Of course, veteran IndyCar driver. You would expect that, but he is out of the race and out early. And Wagner going to be credited with 19th. These two, though, putting on a pretty good show, Caleb. I'm keeping an eye, too, on Sizzler and Edwards. Logan just about half second back. Kendall Paul a little bit closer than that. So we'll keep it here for now.
Yeah, Kendall, it's kind of the same situation that we've seen with the Sizzler and Edwards show up at the front, where Kendall Paul, he's been getting good runs on Osterman, Mr. Excitement, but he hasn't been able to get alongside at least for a couple of laps. I believe he was briefly alongside about 5 or 6 laps ago, but he's kind of maintained that same to 2-3 truck length that we've seen with Edwards and Sizzler for the past couple of laps, and he's not able to get alongside Justin Osterman for position.
Yeah, and you wonder, Kendall Paul might be saving a tiny bit of fuel. He might just be stalking Osterman, in the hopes that Osterman makes a mistake and makes it easier for him to get past. You got to remember, too, these two are kind of corporate teammates a little bit. Certainly affiliated, and so they're not going to rough each other up. JT Smeaton has joined the chat. Caleb, he says that you sound fresh.
I sound fresh.
Is
what is that? Is that youngin talk there, Murph?
I don't know. Are you going to get out of a cab in front of a mansion in Bel Air shortly? Here comes Kendall Paul to the inside of Osterman. Osterman dives it in. They're going to bang doors coming off of turn number 1. Kendall Paul looking on Justin Osterman. He's going to slide in behind him.
He chopped the nose off there, Murph, but Osterman able to keep that third place position. That's the best run Kendall Paul has had. And not able to get the position go into the S's, though. We'll see if he's able to gain all that time back. I was looking on for Edwards and Sizzler. They are still maintaining that 2-3 truck length gap. But Osterman and Kendall Paul having a very good scrap there for third. We'll see if Kendall is able to close that gap back up.
Yeah, Logan Edwards has it had it briefly under 0.3 of a second. Sizzler's going to run it wide off of turn number 10. They are pretty close together, and we'll see if Logan Edwards can get the run going down the main straight as we come to get 11 laps to go. 61 complete, looking at 62, and you gotta wonder, how much of this is just for Edwards and Smeaton and Corey not being at the rectangle, as Edwards is going to look up the inside going into the S's.
He looks up the inside, but doesn't have the greatest line go through the left-hander. Sizzler throws the nose out in front. But Edwards, this is the closest he's been in quite a bit of the entirety of the race here. But still, again, not able to get alongside going into the bus stop. And that's really the only way you can overtake in the bus stop is if you get even alongside and get Fender there. And even then, you have to be completely committed to try to send an overtake up the inside.
Yeah, you do, because the car on the left-hand side of the road is going to have the advantage going through the bus stop. So you've almost got to have about half car length ahead to make that pass stick. Edwards does not try it into the bus stop, and so he'll remain second to Sizzler, but he is definitely trying. Kendall Paul has dropped back a little bit from Justin Osterman as we get 62 complete, looking at 63, and there are 10 laps to go, Caleb. But I was asking you the question, how much of this for Kendall Paul, or not for Kendall Paul, but for Logan Edwards, JT Smeaton, Jarrett Corey, those guys that are either in this race or spotting this race, how much of this is just not being at the rectangle for a few minutes?
Oh, I had to take a break from a rectangle. Logan especially had to take a break from a rectangle by going to the infield of the rectangle earlier in IAS today. And Logan and everybody that grinds, especially for teams like i5G and Power Slide, Rogue Racing, and a couple of the guys at IAR, your team, Murph. These next 2 weeks for him, it's all Indianapolis. And to take a break like this is just a breather that sometimes these guys need, because taking a break from the rectangle is just, it's a grind. It's something that you got to do once a year. And once it's, you got to take the breaks when you can. Matt says they're almost hitting the wall there, Murph, looking onwards. Logan not able to capitalize. He's still about a truck length and a half behind.
Yeah, he got a big run from that slide, but Logan Edwards not close enough. JT says he wants a break from Indy, and it's only May 8th. Hey, buddy, you've still got a week and a half to go, man. We got to start qualifying again on Monday.
And not only that, you got to build setups as well.
Yeah, the fun has only begun, JT. It's you're not done yet. I'm actually looking forward. I'm gonna be able to do the open race, I think. So I may make a concerted effort to qualify. The problem for me is I don't know when I'm actually going to have time to make a run for the open, for the open 500, because we've got a full, and I do mean a full lineup right here on P1 coming up next week. Of course, we're going to have the Sim Gaming Expo IndyCar Series Sunday at 2. Monday, it is a doubleheader, the IndyCar Open Series Monday night top split at 8, followed by the Indy Next Road Series top split at 10. The open race is at Indianapolis, and I would expect nothing short of a all-hands turnout for that one, because it's essentially, Caleb, a free test session. Tuesday, we're going to have a triple header. It's the IndyCar Oval Series top split from Nashville at 8:15. The Indy Next Oval Series top split from North Wilkesboro at 9:30. And then the Area 51 IndyCar Series Indianapolis 500K. That's at 9:30. We're going to be off Wednesday. We're going to have the AMA Outland Custom Arms Grand National Series Friday at 8:20. Thursday at 8:20. Pre-race 8:35 start. And then the trucks from Dover, 8:20 p.m. pre-race 8:35 start on Friday. And then we'll also have time slot number 1 of the Indy Open 500 top split at 9 o'clock. So I think about the only chance I'm going to get to run, I'm going to have to figure it out Wednesday night. Or you and I are going to be awake for a while on Thursday.
That might be the case. I tried to do that last night, and it was not the greatest choice there, Murph. I do want to point out Logan Edwards had to take a bit of a shortcut going through the bus stop and had to get a slowdown. He's lost quite a bit of time doing that. He's about 2 to 3 seconds behind Matt Sizzler now.
Yeah, he's fallen away 2 seconds, and so now the only battle for position really on the course is for third. It's Kendall Paul and Justin Osterman. Kendall gives it a courtesy look down the inside going to the bus stop, but not going to make that move at this point. Kendall Paul runs along in the 4th spot. Justin Osterman clinging to the bottom step of the podium as we race on here in the AdminBoxx 175, and everybody wants that Rogue Energy winning moment at the end. It's looking more and more like that's going to go to Matt Sizzler over Logan Edwards. Logan with that slowdown penalty, 2 seconds in arrears, and he and Sizzler are so evenly matched. It's going to be tough for him to make that distance up in 6 laps.
Yes, it is, but it's, Logan, he's been very, very consistent. We'll see. He's done some, crazy runs in the past here, not only in the AMA, but in the IndyCar Series. I remember one race in particular in FIS at Homestead to where he was a massive ways back with only about 20 laps to go, and somehow he ended up winning the race and gaining the overtake with less than 5 to go. I wouldn't be surprised if Logan has just a little bit more, or he has something else left in the tank to try to close that gap back down. And realistically, all it takes is one little slide from Matt Sizzler. If he has a mistake, Logan is ready to pounce on that. So we'll see how this all plays out. It has separated quite a bit. The closest battle on track is still Osterman and Kendall Paul at the moment for the 3rd place spot, but Kendall has dropped back about 3 to 4 truck lengths here, Murph.
He most certainly has. Kendall Paul maybe he's just going to kind of lay back and cool him off a little bit. Logan Edwards reeled back in a 10th that last time, but he's going to need to come up with more than that. We are watching the battle for 3rd. Matt Sizzler leads it. Logan Edwards 2nd. Justin Osterman has 3rd. Kendall Paul wants it. Jaden Munoz leads it at Indianapolis from Robert Mileska and Jason Brophy at the moment. Brendan Lichtenberg, our buddy, is 6th. So that's kind of where that race stands. There's 75 of 200 complete. As a reminder, everybody from this race, as soon as the interviews are over, we're going to transition right to the top split of the iRacing Indy 500 fixed setup time slot number 1. And Caleb, what a big deal for P1 to be on the big channel. I know Gary Louise and David are having a good time over there. We're having a good time here. We've got 4 laps to go. The only position really in doubt is third. I'm keeping an eye. Logan Edwards ran a 1:13.320 the last lap. He gained half a second, but he's going to have to do that 3 more times, and if he does that, it only gets him there coming to the white flag.
Yes, it is indeed, and again, it could be a situation. Like I said, he had that. I've seen him do crazy stuff at the race to where he's gained a lot of time before. He did it in FIS. He's done it in FSS, the Super Formula Series that we hosted on the P1 channel here. He's had a lot of great runs in the Open Series as well, late runs to battles for the lead, battles for the win. And we'll see. He still looks like he's gaining here, Murph. He's gained a lot of time back.
Yeah, he's got the old boot in it, as David Hobbs would, as the legendary David Hobbs would say. He's going to come across the line. He's going to be about 1.17 seconds back. Picked up another 2/10 that time. He is really going hard, and you got to kind of wonder on the truck for Matt Sisler. You know, David Dunwoody said they needed to save about a lap. Is it possible that Sisler might be running kind of short of fuel here?
Well, if it's a situation to where he is shorter on fuel, well, he's had no draft in front. He's had no help with any draft at all. Meanwhile, Logan has basically been in the draft the entire time. So Logan is at the advantage if there's a fuel situation, if it comes down to a wire where that's the case scenario.
Yeah, Logan Edwards now within 0.7 of a second. He is fast approaching the back of Matt Sisler. He may get there. The question is, can he make the pass? But he is most certainly coming. How about it, JT? Does he have enough steam to get back up here? You tell us in the chat. We're going to come across the line and get 2 laps to go. Matt Sisler, Logan Edwards, set to do battle for the win here at Watkins Glen.
Logan, what seemed like a massive loss there at the bus stop where the race seemed to fade away due to that time penalty that he got for cutting it just a little bit. All of a sudden, now seems like the advantage is going back towards his way. Matt Sisler has dropped a lot of time to Logan Edwards, and Logan is on the charge to try to get back into the lead. He's only had the lead for a couple laps in this race, but he's only got to lead the last one, and that's the most important one. Matt Sisler slow through the bus stop. He might have gotten a slowdown there, Murph.
He's off the power going into the carousel. The Team I5G Ford of Logan Edwards is looking on the back of leader Matt Sisler. Can he get there? We're coming through. We're only going to have to come through here one more time. We're going to get the white flag this time, and then the next time through, it's going to be the checkered flag. Logan Edwards has come back from 2 seconds down with 6 to go to within 0.3 of a second, coming to get the white. Matt Sisler has the lead. Logan Edwards is hunting him down, and Matt Sisler big loose. Here comes Logan Edwards. He's going to go to the outside. Can Edwards make the move? Going down the front. White flag is in the air down to turn 1.
Logan on the outside. He's alongside. He's going to have the outside through the S's here. He's still alongside. He's out ahead. They're still side by side. They go through the left bit now.
Not clear.
Not able to clear, though.
Not clear.
This is dicey, Murph.
This is going to get dicey. Logan Edwards, can he clear him? He cannot. We're going to go 2x2 down to the bus stop. Final lap at Watkins Glen.
Matt Sizzler sends it in deep. Logan bows out. He cuts the bus stop just a little bit. Logan backed out of it.
Logan Edwards did back out of it. Matt Sizzler is going to get ahead. Logan Edwards is trying to make up that time. He's still right there. A mistake from Matt Sizzler could still give this to Logan Edwards, and Edwards is coming back. Logan Edwards has it down to 2 car lengths as they come through turn 10. He's going to have one more shot at it, which is turn 11, the right-hander. He's not close enough. Matt Sizzler is going to fly underneath Barney. He will win from Logan Edwards in a thriller in the AMA and Archway Industrial Coatings Truck Series round at Watkins Glen, the AdminBoxx 175. Justin Osterman, Kendall Paul come through in 3rd and 4th. There's John Hutchins, Adam O'Brien laps down. Sam Crow will finish 5th. Whew. I don't know if I can handle many more of these races. That was pretty doggone good, Caleb.
An absolutely incredible finish. We've had 2 road course races in the Truck Series, and both races have came down to the wire here, Murph. So absolutely incredible here from the AMA Truck Series here at Watkins Glen.
Yeah, there's your winner, Matt Sizzler, and he is on his cool down lap. We'll get the final results up for you while we await Matt Sizzler's Rogue Energy winning moment. If you go to rogueenergy.com, use promo code AMA24, you get 10% off your order. Matt Sizzler is your winner from Logan Edwards and Justin Osterman. Kendall Paul 4th, Sam Crow brings it home 5th. Fine runs for Austin Hund, Colby Pierce. They'll run 6th and 7th. Jason Phillips 8th, Paul Witt 9th. Say Hey Lewis Hayes rounds out your top 10. In 11th, John Hutchins, Adam O'Brien 12th, Ted Craven, Jeremy Dunwoody, and Ryan O'Donohue 13th through 15th. David Dunwoody, 16th, Randy Dunlap, Sean Roberts, Matt Wagner, and Jim Duda, 16 through 20. And Donald Green will be credited with the final finishing position in 21st. And there is your Rogue Energy winning moment for Matt Sizzler. He's trying to get the brake bias forward, Caleb. I give these donuts a 6.5 out of 10. He's trying. They're equidistant, but he can't hold them tight. See, can't hold them tight. We need to get him. We need to get him in touch with JT because JT will teach him how to get those things nice and tight. One big black circle, right? That's what we want.
Yeah, that's pretty much the strategy he needs to learn here. Now he's gonna, looks like, do a Polish. No, he's gonna park it on the start-finish line and do some more donuts there, Murph.
He will indeed, and we're going to get some replays queued up because we've got drivers awaiting their time in the booth. And we're going to start with Mr. Excitement, Justin Osterman. Justin, you've got Murph, you've got Caleb Brashear in the P1 broadcasting booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, I'll tell you what, don't know if you had anything for the front two, but you had a lot of fun battling with Kendall Paul for the final step of the podium. Talk to us about how you held Kendall off.
Brother, well, I'm going to tell that man when we get back to Discord, he owes me a new chair because I'm sweating through this thing, man. I don't want to say I was mirror driving, but I ain't never looked in the mirror so much in my life. That man he was giving it everything he could, I'm sure, and it's always a blast running with him. So, I can't believe I held them off, to be honest, man. That's a huge win for me. First two are Sizzler and Edwards, they're gone, dude. They were just gone. They're another level of speed. I don't know how I'm here, but I'm here. It's an honor to be up here with them. I can say that. So for Kendall, honestly, I cannot believe I held him off. That man is fast everywhere he goes. It's hard getting in front of him, and it's even harder staying in front of him. So, yeah.
No worries. Caleb, what do you have for Mr. Excitement, Justin Osterman, this evening?
Well, it seems like you kind of have Watkins Glen kind of figured out. You had a very strong run in the Grand National race, just didn't quite go your way. Tonight, you were able to redeem yourself and get a podium place. What is it about Watkins that kind of hits a sweet spot, it seems, for you around here?
It really does. I don't know. It's just there's not many tracks that I would say I am at home at or comfortable, and just Watkins is definitely top on that list. And I don't know, man. It's just something about it really suits me. I love running this track. I've never been, so I guess I really need to go. But it really is a fun track. And then you get fast dudes like we got this group, man. It gets to be a ball out here, and gets hard running. So I don't know, man. I love it. So there's others that don't or may not, but I do. Definitely up there.
Well, I'll tell you what, great run to third place tonight. You get some valuable points. You're going to advance in the championship standings. Thank you so much for stopping in, Justin. You know the drill by now. You get on the podium, you get the mic. Friends, family, sponsors, shout them out.
Yes, sir. First, I want to shout out my girl and everything she does for me and putting up with me. Got a big shout out to her. And then Carry All RC, big shout out to them. And then everything Black Magic does for me, man. They such beautiful trucks they give me. I love them. They always look good every time. Trucks and cars, everything. Done what he does on that side. And I want to thank Outland Custom Arms, everything they do for me too. Big help from them, huge support. So I want to shout them out. They're big on my list too. And then just want to say sorry to Sean, dude. Like we got together, man. I wasn't wasn't trying to wreck the man. He got loose going up the uphill, and there was just unfortunately nowhere for me to go. And then I'm gonna apologize, on stream for everybody I got into last night too, man. Trying not to be like that. Trying to clean it up a little bit. It's like I said, you get a group like these boys, man. It's fast running and hard running. So shout out to everybody that comes week in, week out, and Archway Industrial for the truck series. And thank y'all in the booth, man. Love y'all for putting up with us for so long, and that'll be it for me.
There you go, man. Well, thank you so much, Justin, for stopping in. Keep going fast and having fun, buddy. We'll see you next week.
Yes, sir.
It is Justin Osterman. He is your third place runner tonight. For second, we're going to bring in the old narc brain, Logan Edwards. Logan, you've got Murph, you've got Caleb Brashear in the P1 broadcasting booth. Fine debut for the new colors tonight. You run second. What you had kind of a miscue with about 6 to go. Did that torpedo any chance you had, or do you think that it was always going to be tough duty getting by Sizzler?
Well, first of all, I had saved my tires the entire first half of the last stint, just hoping for this flip around in the end, and then I got that off track, which was that was a 1.6 second slowdown, by the way, which was frankly absurd in my opinion, but it basically meant I've got to doubly use all these tires that I've saved, so it's just going to be a net neutral at the end. I managed to claw back up to Sizzler, but he had better entries than me all day, and I couldn't compete with that with my braking. So I knew that coming into the bus stop, it was pretty much game over, especially since I'm so accustomed to racing the sports car layouts of this place, where the curbs are not that drivable. And that got me confused.
That's something that I've often wondered because I'm much more familiar, like you are, with the full Grand Prix circuit. It always takes me if I come here with a NASCAR machinery. It always takes me about a dozen laps to get acclimated. I kind of want to turn the wrong way coming off the carousel, so I completely understand your point there. I will turn you over to your teammate and far more competent racer, Caleb Brashear. Caleb, what do you got for Logan tonight?
So we actually brought this up. It's Indy Week, and we were talking about how Indianapolis, the month of May, is such a grind for us IndyCar guys. Does it just kind of feel good to just take a breather, do something that isn't a rectangle for a little bit?
Certainly, it's I actually feel like I haven't done a lot of road racing recently. I mean, I did Indy GP earlier today, which it's a whole other story. How I've done 3 hours of pretty sweaty racing today. So yeah, it's good to get a break from Indy, but like this is casual and fun compared to just the feelings that are sitting in the back of my mind for tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, it's Indianapolis and is a whole different deal. You know, something like 18,000 people signed up for time slot number one tonight. They've got the top split running over on P1 with the simulcast on iRacing. I know you're set and ready to go for the 1 o'clock tomorrow, which is the third time slot. So I know it's a big deal. You know, it's something that I've been through too. And you know, just stay within yourself. It's a long race, and I know you've got a pretty good starting spot for it too. So eyes forward. 500 miles lie ahead, but before you get there, friends, family, sponsors, shout outs. The floor is yours.
Shout out to all my teammates at Team I5G for working on tools, working on the setup for Open that's coming up.
That's
all
not
of
me,
the
by the way. That's not
positive
me.
energy.
I didn't do
Yeah,
anything.
yeah.
Does
He's here for
Brashear
moral
ever
support.
does Brashear ever do anything?
No.
He does this.
I look at setup page. I'm like, I legit. I went to NGGP for IAS. I'm like, Logan, can you give me a setup? Because I don't know anything about the setups. Nothing at all. I drive car go fast.
Yeah, that's where I am. Keep going, Logan. I'm sorry I interrupted you. I shouldn't have done that. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's it. And everybody listening, make sure to tune into the iRacing.com Indy 500 -fixed
Yeah,
tomorrow.
yeah. It's
So you can watch me and my I5G teammates take
it's
on the fixed Indy 500.
it's a big one. I was going to ask you one more, and then I'll give you kind of an update on where things stand tonight. But I'll give you one. I'll give you one more. What was it like having Corey and Smeaton sponsoring you for this thing?
They were actually running the fixed 500 in the same call as me, so I
They weren't spot. We thought they were spotting for you, getting their
no,
road
they were
work
just
on.
hanging around distracting me. So yeah, thanks to JT for sticking around, and he tuned in after he unfortunately DNF'd.
There you go. To give you kind of an update on that race, it is right about halfway. Brandon Trost has scored the leader from Jaden Munoz and Robert
Really?
Malechka, Brophy, Kirchenbauer, Silva, Mitchum. Uh, the Hyperstar is eighth. Daniel Durazo and Russell is 10th. But I think we're in the middle of a pit cycle. I haven't had a chance to really watch much of it, but that's where that stands. But Brendan's been hanging around. Brendan's been hanging around the top five, which I would expect, given his really awesome track record at that race. So at that racetrack. So more to come. But they're in the middle of a pit cycle now at Indianapolis, right about halfway. I'll let you get out of here and go watch the race, Logan. Keep going fast and having fun, buddy.
You too. See ya.
Absolutely. That is Logan Edwards. And for the winner tonight, we'll bring in Matt Sizzler. Matt, you've got Murph, you've got Caleb Brashear in the P1 broadcasting booth. You got a copy?
Yes, I do.
So have Justin Osterman said he about sweated through his shirt, his chair, and the floorboards with the pressure from Kendall Paul. What was it like having Logan Edwards not more than 2 feet off your rear bumper for 72 laps?
Very high heart rate. That's what it was. Especially when he got back to me on that last lap. I have to go back and look, but my heart rate was probably in like 150 territory when I threw it into the bus stop, hoping it would stick. I'll be honest. I had about 20% confidence that was going to stick, and just hoped like we wouldn't take each other out at the end of that. Logan is an insane road racer. Like, to beat him, like, I joined last year, and my first race was Lime Rock, where he went off and I think he won. He dominated, and it was I got to beat that guy. And today, it's just the perfect track for me to have to be able to do it because it's Watkins Glen, and if I could get out front, I felt like I could keep the Three Birdies Ram in the wind. We had a chance, and I almost lost it on that last lap, but I just wasn't going to give him. I wasn't going to give up coming up the S's. I knew I had to stay alongside because otherwise he would move to cover the inside, and I'd have to try to go the long way. So just grateful we both made it, and grateful we somehow managed to come away with the win.
Absolutely. Great run tonight, Matt. I will turn you over to my much more capable sidekick, Caleb Brashear. Caleb, what do you have for Mr. Sizzler this evening? Good looking truck, by the way.
Thank you.
I don't think I've asked him the question. This is your first win in the AMA this season, correct?
First win in AMA this season, yeah. I have.
I had
a
He hasn't been asked the question, Murph. He hasn't been asked.
I think you should pop the question.
Oh, what?
You don't get a diamond ring with this one, though, Matt. Don't worry.
Oh, okay.
No,
fine.
you don't. But here in the AMA, we like to ask a winner, a very, very serious question. Definitely serious. Definitely not a joke. What is your favorite chicken wing flavor?
Oh, that's a great question. It depends. I love me a classic barbecue, but garlic parm's always good. I do like something with a little bit of heat behind it. I wish I could remember the Buffalo Wild Wings sauce that's like kind of hot but got a little bit of sweetness to it. I think it's Asian Zing. That's one of my favorites.
There you go. I like a little bit of spice too. Unfortunately, my insides no longer allow me to eat spicy stuff. Brashear is odd in his chicken wing tastes. So I'll go with Asian Zing though. That's a good one. With that said, you win on P1. You get the mic. Friends, family, sponsors. Shout them out.
Oh, it's Mother's Day coming up. Shout out my mom. Literally, obviously, wouldn't be here without her. Shout out my friend Zach Millett. He loves this place. This is his home track, and his father-in-law was going through a health issue. It's on the mend, but just all my love to him and his family. My sponsor, Three Birdies Golf Company. I was hoping to get him one with this awesome paint scheme this season. So grateful for them to still be riding with us after almost 2 years. Go check them out, threebirdiesgolf.com. They got a lot of cool t-shirts, shirts, hats, koozies, golf tees. I'm probably forgetting something. Coke Zero for the quick energy. My painter, Alan Steigerwalt, aka Lil Hooper Designs. If you can find him, I think he's on Twitter. He might be accepting commissions if you want to go ask him. I'm not sure if he is, but you can always ask. Kendale and everybody at AMA for putting this league on. This is honestly an awesome league to run in. And Murph, you, Caleb, and everybody at P1 for always putting on awesome broadcasts. I'm going to have to go back and watch the last few laps after we get out of here.
Yeah, it was definitely a fun race to call, Matt. Thank you so much for stopping in and stopping by. Keep going fast, having fun, buddy. We'll see you at the next one.
Sounds good, Murph. You and Caleb take care.
Absolutely. That is Matt Sizzler. He is your winner tonight. And Caleb, it doesn't get much better than that, my friend.
No, it doesn't. You love to see a classic road course finish like that. Two guys going absolutely wits end on the last lap. That's what you absolutely love to see. You see a lot of time in the real life NASCAR races that happen here. You see a lot on the iRacing side. We just got that tonight. And it was an absolutely incredible finish. Had a bit of what looked like to be a race that went away from Logan Edwards right there with that mistake, but he just managing to claw back 2 seconds, but still not able to get the job done and just coming up short of the top step of the podium. But all in all, an absolutely incredible battle from those two. We had an incredible battle in the midfield again with the likes of Osterman and David Dudley and the rest of the field there, Sam Crow as well, putting on a good midfield show throughout the duration of the race. And it was a good one to watch here, Murph.
It most certainly was. As a reminder, everybody here is going to go straight to the iRacing Indianapolis 500 top split fixed setup time slot number 1 as they run right here on P1. It's just a little bit past halfway, and so we invite everybody to stay tuned because that race is just getting heated up. For the rest of the time on P1, we've got a full slate planned. It is Indianapolis week, and that continues on Sunday with the Sim Gaming Expo Classic IndyCar Series live at 2 o'clock right here on P1. Monday, it's going to be the IndyCar Open Series Monday Night Top Split at 8 o'clock. The Indy NXT Road Series Monday Night Top Split at 10. The IndyCar Oval Series Tuesday Night Top Split kicks off from Nashville at 8:15 on Tuesday. They're going to be followed by the Indy NXT Oval Series at 9:30 and the Area 51 Indianapolis 500K at 9:30. Myself and Andrew Wood will be on that call. Wednesday, we're off. The AMA Custom Arms Grand National Series 8:20 pre-race, 8:35 race start on Thursday. And the AMA Archway Industrial Coatings Truck Series back 1 week's time at 8:20 for the pre-race, 8:35 start. Those two races will both be at Dover. Next Friday night, the 2026 Indy 500 Open Top Split time slot number 1 goes at 9 o'clock. We do want to thank all of our competitors for everything they do and putting on an entertaining show. We want to thank the fans in the stands. As a special note on Mother's Day, we want to thank all the mothers out there, including my mom. I would like to thank her for not feeding me to a shark or selling me to the circus. I understand those were both real possibilities. Happy Mother's Day to my mom. And I also want to thank all of the people who really make this possible. The military, the police, the firemen, the EMTs driving the ambulance, and Caleb, the nurse that unloads you when you get there. From the bottom of our hearts, we thank you all. Enjoy the second half of the iRacing Indianapolis 500 right here on P1.